Star Wars fans, this new rumor about the Ahsoka show and the Skeleton Crew show will change everything you thought you knew about the Star Wars universe. And could answer a question that Star Wars fans have been wondering about for years now, and that is, where did Thrawn and Ezra go at the end of Star Wars Rebels? What's up, guys? It's Mike, a guy who loves Star Wars here. Today we're talking about the Ahsoka show, Skeleton Crew, Thrawn and Ezra, this new beyond. But before we start any of that, I have to give a slight spoiler warning, just on the off chance that any of this is real and you don't want it to get spoiled for you, where they're going to find Thrawn and Ezra, what's going on in the Ahsoka show. If you don't want any spoilers for the Ahsoka show, get on out of here. But for now, these are still just rumors, so they might not be spoilers at all. However, this comes from a source that is right almost every single time, and that source is Making Star Wars. So Thrawn and Ezra, they disappeared many years ago now at the end of Star Wars Rebels, and nobody knows where they went. These reports are saying that they ended up in a place called the New Beyond, or New Space. Now, this is not the Outer Rim, this is not the Unknown Regions, this is a completely new part of the galaxy in Star Wars. It's never been touched by movies or shows, it hasn't even been touched by the novels or the comics. This is a completely new space. This explains why it's been years since Thrawn and Ezra have disappeared and we still have yet to see them. It also explains why they announced this Skeleton Crew show that nobody knew anything about, because the Skeleton Crew is also going to take place in this new beyond. So it is described as a territory inhabited by beings who perceive the Force differently from Star Wars characters we've seen before. And this could mean that some of the unanswered questions from Clone Wars characters like the Night Sisters, who kind of just used the Force in a very different way than we've seen before, could have come out of this new space into the Star Wars galaxy and found their way to Dathomir. This also means it's likely we will see the Night Sisters in the Ahsoka show. Now, let's not forget who's in charge of the Ahsoka show. This is Dave Filoni's project through and through. He created the character of Ahsoka Tano with George Lucas. This is his baby, and he is making this show go insane. And this is not the first time that Dave Filoni has explored the Force in different ways like this. In the Clone Wars with George Lucas, he created the Mortis arc, where Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka happen upon this weird planet where there's the son, the daughter, and the father, and they all seem to be the living embodiments of the Force, the dark side, the light side, and the balance between. Dave Filoni also did another insane thing with the Force in Star Wars Rebels, when he used the World Between Worlds to bring back Ahsoka Tano. Now, the World Between Worlds hasn't been seen since, but in that episode, you see Palpatine trying to reach into the World Between Worlds, and Ezra seeming to be the only one who can get there. So Dave has done this before, and fans have seemed to love it. The Mortis arc is many fans' favorite arc through the Clone Wars. The World Between Worlds, of course, brought back many people's favorite character in Ahsoka Tano, allowing her to get her own live-action show now. And many people who love the Star Wars Rebels show have been wondering where Thrawn and Ezra are, and Dave Filoni creating a whole new section of the Star Wars galaxy that's completely unknown called the New Beyond, and people from there use the Force differently than the people in the Star Wars galaxy that we know, is wild. Dave Filoni is so good at bringing new concepts into Star Wars, and fans absolutely loving them. So although the Ahsoka show is going to introduce us to the New Beyond when she's going looking for Thrawn and Ezra, the Skeleton Crew show is going to be the show that brings us into the New Beyond and explains what's going on in the New Beyond, because from this report, it seems as though the Skeleton Crew is going to take place in the New Beyond, and we're going to see all different types of Force users, how they use the Force differently than the people we've seen before, and just a bunch of brand new cool stuff. And also, Making Star Wars throws this in at the end, but it's kind of a huge deal. They say that they think for sure Lars Mikkelsen is going to be playing Thrawn, and Lars Mikkelsen is who voiced Thrawn in Star Wars Rebels, and I think it's a fantastic cast because he already knows the character so well. He actually kind of looks like the character, and they say that he's going to be completely blue, of course, and have the red eyes. So, yeah. What? The New Beyond is coming. It's this new place in Star Wars that's never been seen before, with new Force users, and a new TV show called The Skeleton Crew is going to take place there. This is also where Thrawn and Ezra ended up and are kind of stuck there for now. Thrawn has been cast, supposedly, Lars Mikkelsen reprising the role because he voiced it in Star Wars Rebels. And the Ahsoka show is going to possibly have the Night Sisters involved. This is absolutely wild. Last week we find out that Din and Grogu are going to Coruscant, and now we find out that it's going to be a whole new section of the Star Wars universe with Force users that we've never seen before. 2023 could be the best year for Star Wars content just based off of these two reports in the last 2 weeks. But tell me in the comments what you think about all this. Are you excited to see Thrawn and Ezra back? Are you excited to see this new Beyond? Are you excited to see Lars Mikkelsen as Thrawn? And are you excited to see the Ahsoka show in general? Tell me in the comments, smash that like if you like this video, hit subscribe, and hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video, and my pretty face will show up in the recommended feed of yours. This is wild. This is absolutely wild. I can't stop saying that this is wild because this is wild. Dave Filoni does not disappoint. So stick around because I'll be covering all of this when The Mandalorian comes out, when The Bad Batch comes out, when Ahsoka comes out, when Skeleton Crew comes out. I'll be here for all of it. So don't forget to hit that subscribe, and may the Force be with you. Always.